Well, there it is. How y'all doing? What's groovy? What's extra special with y'all? What we'll do here is a simple meditation. It means if you show up, you shut up. How's that? Or talk amongst yourselves. Who will come into the room? What's good? What's up, Saban Nectar? How you doing, man? Give me like 2 or 3 minutes, and we will find a space and a place to talk. What's going on? What's up, Dwayne Stanford? What's up? What's up? What's up, Electric Dow? Look at the towel master. I got a towel on my head right now. How y'all doing? I feel like I've done so much teaching and instructing. Instruction is an instrument, right? And sometimes I'm very curious about how y'all feel. Not because it's gonna do anything well for me, but if you could, for 1 second, say, how is your life going? What's going on good with you? What's groovy? What's lovely? The electric tower is in the building. Yeah, electric tower is a masterful teacher. You gotta pay attention to this cat. Good to see you, Virginia. So give me let me get my hair dry. I just jumped in the pool and got my hair all uh, a little extra, a little damp. And let me dry my hair off, and then I'm gonna come back here, cause you know how I do this. It's usually 5 minutes before people show up, and then we'll talk, and we'll see what anybody has to say. So 2 minutes, you can put anything you want in here. What up, hey yo? That's how we do, Lucianne. Good to see you. Ask the questions, and the genie responds. 2 more minutes. And anybody else comes in the room if they ain't heard me, you can let them know. My favorite part of this story right here is that I have one beverage left. One beverage. It's a Pabst, the blue ribbon of them all. And here, two sounds that y'all know: cracking a beer open and unzipping a zipper. You know. Best things in the world. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're male or woman or female. You know, man or woman. That's a delight. That's a light. I mean, it's half of the light. It depends if you are dark arts kind of sewer. Like, say maybe Theo Vaughn. He likes to play with the black magic. I play with all the magicians. And so here what I have to say is nothing at all, really. I'm just goofy. So what I do is I bring the best of knowledge that I have to people. So if you want to listen, keep your ears wide open. But I only speak if somebody wants to know something. Knowledge is a motherfucker, right? Because once you gain knowledge and wisdom, what do you do with it? I still got to put my hair up, though. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put my hair up because I got a lot of it. So let me go find a way to do that. Right. Okay. So this is how we must do it. This is how we do it every time. 100% original. 100% factual. 100%. No, we keep it like in the ancient scribes. What they said was there's 360 degrees. They told you it was like 212 or maybe 100, but I'm speaking from the ancients. 360. Come full circle on it. So how much knowledge would you like? If you ask the question, it's answered. It's answerable. How's that? Let me see what else is in here. Let's see what's up. Virginia, you wonder about life. What's up, Lucy? What's up, Electric Dowel again? Oh, Virginia, very good question. And as everybody knows, I like to try my best. No, I like to do my best. I'm gonna answer these in order. No, it ain't no order, but it's chaos magic. Virginia asked this question: why are we here? What are we supposed to do? Why were we born? And what's life? What's death? All right, let me do this. Virginia, Facetto? Is it Facetto? Is it like is that right? Facetto? Well, whether or not I got your last name proper and there by saying it's not like falsetto, because falsetto, the singing. I'm still gonna answer your question. I'm gonna try to get to it. And Dwayne Stanford, I'll get to your question right after. I think I'll include your question here. Here, how about this? I'm gonna answer two people's questions at the same time. How's that? Why are we here? What were we supposed to do? Why are we born? What's life? What's death? And then right afterwards, Dwayne asked, how do you escape the matrix? The matrix. Is there escaping it? So I got three words to work with here. I got life, death, and matrix. Matrix is the mother of the tricks. And the trick is the demon, or denomination, or physicality, which is what the mother is. The mother of all tricks. This is why the association always is. Anybody know where it came from? So you got God, you got Jesus, you got the Lord, you got Eve, and oh, there it is, Eve. There it is. So if Eve is the evening and Eve is the mother of all tricks, because what did she do? She ate of the apple. The apple is your body. Your body was constructed by physicality. Like, physicality is what allows space to exist outside of it so you can move around. Space is the mind of God, and physicality is the mother matrix. I mean, why would you want to escape it unless, like, you're not figuring out how to do it? Like, I mean, you can get into samadhi. That's the place of all space. I've spoke this before. Spoke is the word for spoken. Spoken is what you have in a wheel or a will. So if you find a tire, which is a right, R-I-T-E, is why you also know how to write is a tire, T-I-R-E. It doesn't mean to be sleepy. I mean, it can. Because if you dream in the world, then you can figure out how it works. Because everything is a dream. So dreams and tires and rights and matrix is all, that's the yin yang. The yin and the yang. And this is the problem that occurs so often in the way that English is provided to people, because it's an angle it divides things. Division, dividing, multiplication, pluses and minuses are all very congruent. They're the same language, they're the same thing. But because you say yin and yang, you don't understand you have no idea what yin means, because you don't speak what language you want. You want Spanish or Italian or Latin or English. So to figure out what yin and yang means, you have to start at the beginning of the where the matrix was made. Matrix was made out of cymatics. So go back to Chymatica, which, by the way, oh shit, here you go. I love when this kind of thing happens, because I wanted to make this video for Ben Stewart. Does anybody here, there's 13 people in the room. Nobody said hello, nobody said thumbs up, nobody's thumb me down yet. Well, Ben Stewart, I would give him all my thumbs. I got 2 of them, unless I got feet, and I got these 2 big toes. Toe means theory of everything. TOE, theory of everything. He made 2 videos that are documentaries. One's called Chymatica, K-Y-M. Well, how do you spell it? Chymatica? K-Y-M-A-T-I-C-A, is that right? Is that anybody? Ben Stewart, he made movies and also creates music. And he has, which is crazy to me, he has about 4,000 subs, or whatever that fucking means. I mean, you know, people that just pay attention to his channel. I have more subscribers than him. It doesn't make any sense to me, because he already knew it was going down a long time ago. And so I'm trying to mix. This is like a mixer of sorts. Why does this dude that made two of the greatest movies ever made, Kymatica and hey, Ami, do you remember the other name? Kymatica and what's the other one? Um, Here, I'm gonna look on here. Anybody, all of you need to stop subscribing to me and listening to what I say and go watch two movies by Ben Stewart. Ben Stewart. Stew. I think he's the art of the stewer. which is how you boil a pot. If you're an alchemist, what you do is you stew. You build something through art. And these are videos I watched millennia ago. So let me go through this again, because I know I talk in riddles and what is it, confuberdums? I like that word. That's confuberdums. It's silly. It's goofiness. It's strangeness. That's the way I speak, because I'm not speaking through English or English, and I'm not speaking Latin. I ain't speaking what? Yeah, of course. I've been requested to move myself to a more symbol literate place. Oh, sorry for putting that on the screen. You can shut that right off, because I already got yeah. Okay, so let's work with cymatics. God, the devil, ancient phoenix. Let's talk about the iPhone. Let's talk about how many things? How many ways can we explain this process? Or this prophetic prophecies. A lot of people don't like prophets because most people don't like profits for a reason. Because it means commerce, and profits also mean energy. If you have more energy than someone else, you can displace energy. If you know what cymatics are, or kymatica, or the energy that is generated, it's kundalini. Kundalini is kymatica. It is cymatics. Is an energy. Can I say this way? Differential? No, that's differential is not right. Because there's nothing different. It's just this structure. So what we attempt to do is structure things in a way that allows for more. See, if I say it allows for more order, what you'll say is, oh, does he mean chaos and order? It means to order something out of chaos. Well, everything is chaotic. I mean, the world is a crazy, weird place. And the world is created upon the word. And the word is the way you speak. But what you speak is only a reference that you use with sounds that create cymatics that were already created in your mind. This is what the physicians do of the meta world. I'm a metaphysician. It means I help people to have their brain work properly. I didn't choose this path. I don't like it. I don't dislike it. It doesn't. It's just what it is, and what it is like this. You like what I say? Cool. You don't like what I say? Cool. Find a path. Find a journey. It could be syntactic, which is the root word for syntactic is sin. Okay, the dude that told you about syntax and semantics, Noam Chomsky, he was talking about sin, which is a form of, it's not duality, it's trivial. But it's tribal, which is tri. It's a triune God. And by God, what you're expressing is physicality, mentality, and you could choose. You could choose. You know what? I'll do this. Let me be a good teacher here, because if I leave something out, I'm gonna have someone correct me, and I think that's funny. How you gonna correct the mind of God? You can't do that. It's not. But I'll let you fill in the blank. But you know it's physical and you know it's mental. What else is left? I mean, it might be spiritual, I guess, but if you'd like to put that there, you can. So how do we find a common ground? Ground, and you have. So now let's just turn it this way. If we live in an electrical universe, what you have is a ground, which is what we call negative, and you have what is the sky, which is positive. And when you say negative and positive, what normally comes to people's mind is bad and good. There's no bad and good. That needs to be released from your fucking consciousness completely. Because it makes no sense. Because if you know, without question, that if I put a black wire and a red wire through a system, remember there's a system there, that it's going to create energy and charge. Or, and by charge I mean currency, and currency is influence, and influence is, you use any word you like there, but it's energy. E equals MC squared. I don't know what MC squared. Molecular constructs. Well, I don't know what he said. Matter condensed at the speed of light. Okay, he was wrong. Okay, let's just do that. And it wasn't a he. It was just like what he. Einstein. Einstein. Everybody likes to just pull out the words Einstein. There is no speed of light. There is no speed to light. Right now, when you turn your computer on, I immediately enlighten you. You're a million miles away from me. Don't take any time for me to get to you. It doesn't take any time for you to get to me. So what is the speed of light? It doesn't exist. Walter Russell already explained this very coherently and perfectly. Because light multiplies itself. If you light a candle in a dark room, it lights the whole room up. So where does the darkness go? You're gonna tell me it takes a while for it to work? It might not. A candle might not be visible 1,000 miles away. We know that, but I thought light traveled. Try this on for an exercise. If light travels at a certain rate of speed, why does a candle and a flashlight and a fire and the sun have different ranges of its capacity to create experience? Because it's not traveling. It reproduces itself. It's reproduction. It's a reproduction to produce again. It's the same way a child can be birthed. A child was birthed out of, apparently, a man and a woman creating a child, yes? Or if you read the Bible, or if you read any of the other literature, literature is a funny word because it kind of sounds like litter. It sounds like litter to me, because you had to cut down a tree to tell me what litter was, or literature. Excuse me. So some people can't understand language, and they don't understand how sounds work. They don't understand how letters work, because those letters are not. They don't equate. They're not equitable to the mind. So how do you create another something? The same way sun does. The same way even the moon creates. I mean, it's creating Shiva you got Shiva and Shakti, right? Remember that part? Because that's the same story as. I mean, how to put this in so many different ways to tell the same exact story that's been told 1,000 times over by the priests in Egypt. I'm speaking Egyptian right now, but you think I'm speaking English. It just so happens that I have to use the tongue. I'm using Isisian codes and gematria and English to produce something that was already made by the scholars in the sun. Which is, the sun is called Sol. S-O-L. So my feet stay planted to the earth and my mind stays enlightened by the sky god, which is the sun. I mean, you call it the sun, but it's just as ridiculous to say that you know how to think. You don't know how to think. I don't know how to think. I've never thought anything. I'm the dumbest person you've ever met, probably. I'm certain I'm the dumbest motherfucker you ever met. I do the dumbest shit ever. That's serious. That's completely truthful. But I'm also brilliant. So I accept that there's a balance between the things that you think and the things that I know. Because you don't think. Because I don't know anything. Listen to that again. Rewind that and try that again. There's no reason for me to speak right now. There's no reason for me to have a computer. There's no reason for me to wash my hair. There's no reason for me to be inside. There's no reason for the weather to be cold outside. There's no reason for any of this. Anything at all. Yet people continue to want to find a way to nowhere. This is Never Never Land. All you have to do is take the things that you think, I don't know where they came from, and just say, well, that's not actually what I want. That's not what I desire. And you find desire. And desire is held within your heart. So find a way to use your heart to speak through your mouth. But you can't go directly from the heart to the mouth, because you will do what I do, which is piss people off. You gotta go through the brain first. I gave my brain up a long time ago. I gave it up to nothingness. Is anything that I'm saying right now helping anyone? I'm gonna scroll through here because it appears, I don't know. I don't know who's here. I don't know what anybody's looking for. But I'm gonna read through here. So death is the same here. Just to finish off here, Virginia, because I said I was gonna answer your question along with Dwayne. You don't get out of the Matrix, because the Matrix you created, and life and death are the same damn thing. Death is de-add. So dead is de-added. It means to take you out of positive and turn you into negative, which is equivalent to what you'd call shadow, or shade, or shaddai, or the blackness, or the black art. I mean, black and white are so they're that's a normalized ideological principle. Okay, you say normalized ideological principle. What do you mean, Zen? It means that you accept the fact that there are black people and white people. No, everybody is yellow, blue, pink, posturing. Yeah, yeah, and they're brown. Everybody's brown, by the way. That's the real thing. Everybody's like some sort of hue or human of brown. So you don't. Death is supposed to be black, right? And light is supposed to be life. But yet you do not get light or life without having darkness everywhere. It's why right now this screen is black. So you can listen to my voice because I don't need you to see me. You all seen me before. You know what the fuck I look like. It's not what I look like, really. I look like the sound of my voice. So hopefully that Dwayne and Virginia answers your question. Yeah. Let's scroll through here. Virginia, why did Bruce Lee say be like water? Because water is well, the water thing is a weird one because water is not like they say oxygen is hydrogen like the oxygen is excuse me, oxygen is O, right, and then you have H2O, which is hydrogen and oxygen, but if you swim underwater, you drown, right? It seems like completely different. But yet they tell you water and air is kind of the same thing. But then they tell you there's four elements, which is fire, earth, the physical matter, right? They tell you there's fire and there's earth and there's water and there's air, right? It seems separate, but fire isn't an element because it's always in flux and moving. So there's three elements, which goes back to the three elements of man, woman, child. Fire is the transmutative property. Fire is not a thing. You apparently breathe air, which is not associated with water. You drink water and you put your feet on earth, but fire is what drives you. It's what moves you. It's completely different. Yeah, I hear you, Electric Tile. The Matrix is the dense, but you can't exist in the Matrix if you're not. The Matrix is only the dense realm. We must walk in two realms. Yeah, I got you, Electric Tile. I got you there in two things. I think you hit me up the other day talking about you gotta walk in two beings, the spirit and the. Yeah, I mean, but the spirit isn't inside, and the spirit is created by breath, and breath is what fuels a fire. But hydrogen and oxygen, I mean, if they didn't exist, you know that as well as anyone, Electric Tall. Yeah, good to see you, B Ranches. Good to see you, Super Champion. I don't know about the clone thing, but I probably got 2 or 5 or 100 million clones. That's funny. Hey, Daniel Benson. That's funny. You talk about sleep paralysis and math audiobooks because a couple hours ago, I was literally having a conversation with someone at this beautiful place, and we were talking about math and dyslexia. What's up, Sydney? What's up, Proctor? Virginia, I'll go farther on the cloning and soul and spirit another time and the zombie stuff. I mean, I'll do that another time. I mean, right now I'm not into that mode. You know what I mean? And that's the same question you just asked. Can they place your consciousness in or on another body? That's the question of whether or not you can take someone's body parts and put them in you, and then you all of a sudden you can speak a different language or whatever, or you know you can play the piano. I mean that's, or you are a master of wearing an orange jumpsuit and going into the next realm, like like the Dalai Lama kind of shit. Like I can't really, I can't I can't really believe that because if the Dalai Lama was recreating himself, he wouldn't keep replacing himself with somebody that needs eyeglasses. The Dalai Lama's an actor. Let's just do that. You know, I get right into it. The Dalai Lama's an actor. There's no way this dude's wearing like yeah, he's intelligent. I'm not discrediting his existence or his philosophy or because he's a beautiful being. I could see that, but he wouldn't have eye problems in his next life. Why wouldn't he become a? Let's do this. Why wouldn't he become a woman? What? Why do you think it is that every religion has a patriarchal commentary? How is the Dalai Lama keep being a dude? What? What are these fucking people talking about? You think that's what happens? Is like, what do you got? What do you got other than that? Like you got presidents that are all men. You got the Dalai Lama. You got the chief of state, the chief of a bunch of white, right? A lot of white dudes, right? You got a couple like melanated folk out there, but I ain't saying white is, you know what I mean. But then you got Mother Teresa, just one. And why is her name Teresa? And why is that the only woman you ever heard of? You got Mother Teresa, and then who sat in the back of the bus, right? That's what you got, basically. That seems dog shit to me. That seems bullshit to me. That seems like it ain't flying with the way I'm fucking working with the world. I mean, I think it's stupid that. No, I take it back. It's not stupid. It's idiotic. It's profoundly unintelligent to think that. Really? You gotta wear orange and wear glasses because your eyes can't see right? And then you gotta have these people that are like the head of the Vatican? Where's all the women? Why are they nuns? Why are they nun? None. They're wearing black. Why? What about the fucking black priestesses? What about the, that shit is just, makes me just kind of curious. I'm not suggesting it's wrong. I'm just saying it doesn't make a lot of sense to my mind. But my mind is I'm a simpleton. Does that make any sense to anybody? I mean, I don't know, but Sydney and Virginia, transhumanism. Yeah, every I mean, I would say I might think that you're both robots and transvestites. I don't know. I don't know you. You know what I mean? Like I don't know what a robot is, and I don't know what a transhuman is. That's I mean, you can look out here in the world and you find people like, dude, as soon as you pick your phone up, like right now, this is transhuman, right? We've transversed a bunch of coordinates. We've done a bunch of weird shit right here. Yeah, right? You talking to me, right? Over an electronical digital device system that blah blah blah. Yeah, Sydney, I got you on the Einstein was a smart dummy. Yeah, I mean, I never met the dude, so I can't. I can't even comment on it really, but as far as I can see, anybody that was popularized by the news media, if you know where the media came from, you'd have to be suspect of everything they said because they never said anything that is truth. But right now there's something different occurring, which is the media or the meds or the people speaking can come through YouTube and all these other platforms to actually speak their mind. Where for a very long while it was just like if you had enough money and power and control, you could just speak something and they'd be like, oh, well, apparently the media said it, right? Virginia, nobody deserves to suffer, especially the innocents. I don't know if you're in no sense. That's the word, and yeah, I agree with you, but I don't agree with you on evil, and I don't know. Yeah, do you still eat meat? I mean, even if you don't, are you better than somebody that does, or like at what age did you decide to be a better person, or know how life works? And um, let me use this for you, Virginia, because of this last thing I just read. Um, when I started listening to one of the most genius people ever, well, I ain't gonna call him a genius. I mean, I'm just saying, like, it sounded to me like he knew what the fuck was going on, and what he said is he was a vegetarian for a long time and became like very very concerned with the world and needing to do the right things and always do what was correct and proper. And one day he stopped doing that and he became enlightened. And his teacher Abdullah, and so if anybody can figure out who this is, because I speak about him all the time, um, Abdullah was like, if you say it's good, it's good. If you have quibbles or qualms, then that's what it is. So I don't agree with murdering a cow. I don't agree with killing calves. I don't agree with hurting anyone. I think it's a bad idea. I think it's silly. But that doesn't. If you understand what life and death is, you'd have a different opinion on it. Because I've been killed 1,000 times. I kill myself every day. I make sure that certain things in my life just don't exist anymore. Sometimes I don't make the best decisions, but most of the time, what I attempt to do is improve my position, my disposition. And a lot of people think that the best way to go about it is to like, let's be vegan, let's do all this, right? You know how dumb that is, honestly. Like, really, like, let's look at that. If you really were a critical thinker, you'd realize you were enabling the plastic companies that everyone hates to feed you. That's what it is. Veganism is plasticization of culture. I've done this video 1,000 times, and people want to battle me on the fucking comment section. You're wrong. That's all there is to it. But you know what? Like, I wake up tomorrow. You know what? If I want to eat a beef burrito, I'm gonna eat a beef burrito. You know why? Because I can't bring that dead animal back to life. It's not because I want to go kill an animal, because I'll probably never do that. But I'm not really interested in eating plastic. So what's better? Nobody deserves to suffer. I get you, but life seems to be suffering to some degree. Isn't that the Buddhist thought processes? The Zen Buddhism says what? I'll let you figure that one out, because it's posted everywhere. You could just put in Zen Buddhism and get to the point of really critically and using analysis to figure out like, oh, life is suffering, how to get away from suffering. If the Buddha said life is suffering, then what he meant was he wanted to be dead. How do you get rid of suffering? If life is suffering, then you'd have to be dead. Yes or no? What's up, Civil? You told me the other day how to say your name correctly, and I apologize. I don't always bring all my teachings and learnings and wisdom. I forget how to say your. Is it Cephal or Sifal or Arturo? Okay, I get Arturo says, but Sifal or Cephal. I that's I'm fucking up there. Sydney, water has no form. Neither does air. Neither does earth for that matter, and neither does fire. So the formless immortal is water, air, fire, and earth because your perception of earth is like, well, is it a rock? Is it a stone? Is it dirt? Is it the plant you're eating? And then your perception of water is it, I don't know. How do you drink water? I don't know. That's nothing has a form. Do I have a form? I look different today than I did yesterday. So I have no form. So am I water? Yes, and Sunny and Lucy, um, laughter is very, very, very healing. Oh, Electritel, thank you for that. Hey, Electritel, I love how you just answered the question that took me 400,000 years to answer by saying there is only one element. Yes, it's the mind. It's elementary. The mind is element. Element means the angle of the mind. Element means literally a 90-degree angle of ment or the halls of Amonti. Amonti means mind. Ment means mind. Mint means mind. It's MENT. Mind. MIND is MENT. Spiritual leaders with health problems are like doctors with health problems. Sabine Nectar. Well, find me someone that is perfectly healthy. Find me point to perfection and point to health. That's gonna be close to impossible for you because like every great teacher that was using the herbal medicines, meaning plant life, they always said, "Go find me a plant out there that doesn't have a medicinal purpose." And they would have their students running around for thousands of years. They could never find one because everything has a purpose. so, so you tell me what health is, and I'll tell you anything you want to know. And I'll tell you what spirituality is too, because spirituality comes from breathing. Said by Nectar. No, I don't, I really don't know. As I've said many, many, many times, that there aren't four elements. There's three, and I don't know that carbon or oxygen exist in the way that you think they do. Because if we've already been instructed very properly, we would know that what we're being told by the scientists or the Zionists and the magicians of, go through the whole thing, the media, all this shit. I'm not saying they're lying. I'm just saying you just told a lot of things. I don't know that any of those things work that way or exist that way. So carbon, oxygen, etc. No, I don't know. I really don't know that. I can't claim to know what any of those things are. But I know fire does burn me, and I know water does hydrate me, and I know what you'd call oxygen seems to it's better to breathe than not breathe. Earth keeps my system grounded. I kind of get those things, but fire is the only thing that isn't really fire isn't. Let me do this for you. Fire isn't existent to animals. Tell me an animal that creates fire. You're never going to be able to do that. I know for 100% fact. This is FAXXXXX rated. You can't find me an animal that creates fire. Who creates fire? Prometheus. Prometheus is a god. I am Prometheus. I am a god. I create fire. That's why I have opposable thumbs that had somehow figured out how fire is created. And so from fire became, and this is not an insult. This is just how it works. My television, this TV, a phone, the fireplace in my house, all that shit is fire. But it's only available to gods and humans. Like you pick what word you like. If you want humans, you can be a human. If you want God, you can have God. But it doesn't exist to the animals. They don't need it. Animals exist in Antarctica. Animals exist in Alaska. Animals that exist in the Northeast where it's cold and the climate is unbearable. Animals exist where it's 100 degrees outside. You know what I'm saying? So the only thing that is creating, let's say this, because if you want to smoke weed, you got to burn something. If you drink a beer, you gotta know how to use alchemy. So what's of a higher value, burning something or burning something beneath a pan that then uses sugars to create, there's levels to this shit. Does that make sense? Yeah, Virginia, I hear you on the you don't eat meat. Well, they're gonna die anyways. Just like you're gonna die too. That's not insulting. I'm just saying. I hope you understand that. Thank you, Electric Tile. There's no death, only transmutation. Bong, bong, motherfucker. Soy is definitely bad if it's modified, for sure. Super champion crossword puzzles. Okay, cross is connected to what? The cross is keep your mind saturated in silliness, right? Because the cross is Jesus, the cross is sword, right? All those kind of weird words, right? So why would you crossword a puzzle? I don't know. I mean, it's fun to do if you're good at crossword puzzles. I mean, have at it, but I, I can't go too deep on that one right now because that would take me a long time to get into. Virginia, I've already commented on Dr. Speed plenty of times. If you got to put a doctor in front of your name, I'm already suspect to it. Um, eh, most of what he said was right, but some of it was completely wrong. I'll give you that much because I already put those videos out there. Like 91% of what he said was perfect, but he bullshit on some things. I couldn't tell why or how, but he became popular, right? You don't become popularized unless you're gonna say some stupid shit. That's just how it works. Because you gotta be like Hey, if I choose to go talk, if I choose like a path that gives you 91% of honesty and 9% of bullshit, like what are you gonna say? You gonna just figure out why I'm just bullshitting you guys and just being funny? That's the dark arts right there. There's too many goofy motherfuckers out here, and you know you ain't gonna make no. If you speak the truth always, you'll never make a dollar. That's the truth. Like how are you gonna do it? You have to lie every day to make a dollar, but you need money to make. I mean, you don't really need it. That would make you a gypsy, but you know to really to get to the place where you could just have all of life's pleasures and luxuries and wonders, which is everything. You'd have to kind of come up on. You'd have to figure out how to catch the dough. That's just. But you'd have to bullshit something. Sydney Cross is a cube. This is correct. Sipping on nectar. The most balancing thing is whatever. Like most people. Here's what I'll give you. Um, and I got like I don't know 10 more minutes on here. Uh, Here's what you got. So, uh, you heard corn is a perfect pH of 7. Here you go. Ready? Sipping on nectar. Here's why your body can't digest corn because it's exactly perfect with your system, which means you can't pull anything out of it. This is why people shit corn. But if you take something acidic in your body, it's gonna break down the alkaline. And if you take something alkaline in your body, it's gonna break down the acids. I've gone over this 1,000 times with people. Corn is called maize. Maize, right? Which means the mind is a maze. It's so amazing. The if you okay if you go okay it's almost that time of year where you can go find your pumpkins and your corn mazes. You're gonna go through a maze in corn, and they know that maize is called corn. Corn is maize. You see, it's. I'm trying to show this in a very simple way. Um, the balance point of your body's chemistry, it is never built upon what you're consuming, but your body is smarter than you are. I could consume, I could eat fucking gypsum off this wallboard here. I could eat a fucking like whatever. I could consume anything I wanted. No, I'm not saying that I can. I just mean you can. I mean anyone can, because your body's gonna balance it out. If your body's in an okay state, like an possibly capable of balancing out obstacles, it will always. If you eat a bunch of shit, your body's gonna fluid off. You're gonna shit. You're gonna have diarrhea. You're gonna puke. You're gonna vomit. You're gonna get hives. You're whatever's gonna happen. I don't know, but that's the balance that's gonna happen. So like eating something you can't even digest, you can't digest it because it's already supposed to be. That's what's amazing about the whole thing is stop eating everything. How about that? What do you think's more balanced than your urine? Your urine is already perfect because it's already inside of you, which is close to corn. You can't digest urine, you can't digest corn. And by digest, I mean that it's already been digested. The corn is. Why do you think you can make popcorn and go to the movie theater? What else are you popping out there? There's like 5 other grains and seeds that you can pop. I mean, there might be a few more than that, but you know, don't hold me accountable for that fucking stupid fact. That ain't a fact. That's just some stupid shit I'm saying. What I'm saying is this: there's only certain things that have a capacity for your body to digest properly. And by like it, and corn only doesn't work in certain people's systems. Why do you think that people are making corn, okay, a tortilla? What are they using? You got corn flour and you got fucking wheat flour and you got what's the other one? What do they use? How the fuck do you think there's certain people that were weren't they connected to the Mayans, the shorter Mexican people? Were they doing something wrong by eating? They seem to be small but happy and also living very long. So we talk about tacos, tacos and corn tortillas. You can't digest it, but might as well eat it. There's a lot of shit people can't digest. A lot of people can't digest my voice. Let's do that. People can't digest my voice. There's a lot of people who don't listen to me. Some people listen to me, but they can't hear me. Do you remember in White Man Can't Jump when your boy Woody Harrelson was talking to remember he was the dude that couldn't dunk, right? And which was funny because I think between the two of them, the better basketball player was probably Woody Harrelson. By the way, he probably could dunk, but they're both kind of small guys. He said, "You know what the problem with you is?" He's like, you listen to Jimmy, you don't hear Jimmy. And they were talking about Jimi Hendrix. Remember? You don't hear Jimmy. He said, you listen to Jimmy, you don't hear Jimmy. Remember that? A lot of people can't hear him, they can't digest, because hearing is digestion. Sibon Nectar, I would agree with you that fruitarian is probably correct. No, I think we're breatharians, but then fruit was the proper diet. Sydney, does corn have its own seed? I don't know. How do people grow corn? Human electric towel. I'm gonna go ahead and bang you out here. No, you're completely wrong there. Humans are not what they consume. I've never consumed another human electric towel. Hold on. Hey, electric towel. Hey, let me play with you for a second. I'm a god. Have I consumed another god? or my dog or my cow because I've eaten cow meat? Am I a pig because I've eaten pig meat? Am I an orange because I've consumed oranges? No, that's just not true. You can be benefacted by some of the principles of the things that you are consuming, but you're not taking in all of its qualities and inequities. That's not. I know you're laughing over there too. So check it out, y'all. I've had a beautiful time talking to everybody here. Hopefully, and I assume that everyone got something good, delicious, wonderful, and amazing out of this conversation. I would appreciate everyone's high fives here. So just throw your hands up, be goofy, be weird, enjoy yourself. I'm gonna get the fuck out of this room because I don't know. I just want to do something else. Yeah. So stay woke, y'all. Do good, be good, or be awful and be rude. It doesn't fucking matter. But just do what makes your heart feel like Kundalini or whatever the fuck that is. Just vibrate higher. Remember that, vibrate higher, or don't. I don't know. I don't know how you do. Just do cool shit. You know, draw if you gotta draw, paint if you gotta paint, and if what you need right now is to go eat a big fucking bowl of pasta and meatballs and shit, go eat that shit. It's good to see you. Talk soon.